Guys, FilthyRobot here, back with the Arumba, continuing our EU4 tutorial campaign.
Okay, so we have a few things that have come up since the last episode. So we just added another core, right?
Yeah.
We have a new alert you'll notice at the top. Estates demand control of provinces. So a magical breakpoint has just been hit. If you click on the economy tab, you go to F14.
Wait, I don't see this pop up. I have claims of provinces you don't own, disputed secession, truce will expire. I didn't see a...
It's like the little fist with a downward red arrow.
Oh, estates demand. I thought you said states as in like the state that we just made with Sligo. Never mind. Okay. Estates demand control of provinces. Got it.
Yep. So go to your economy tab real quick, F14.
Okay.
And then hover over the development at the bottom, right above where it says raise war taxes. We now have 10 provinces, 10 states, 10 provinces that are full cores. And so that's the magical breakpoint. Once you hit 10, then estates start to want land. So before we had just 9, and the clergy weren't allowed to want land because we didn't have enough land. We were too small as a country. But now that we've hit 10, now the clergy are like, hey, we kind of think we should have like some land. And they expect to control 15% of our country.
And unfortunately, our army's away, or we could just have them executed.
No, not quite. Go to your estate tab, F14, F4. Yeah. And you'll see now on the third column, the clergy controls 0% of the state development in Scotland and expect to control at least 15%. Because of this, the loyalty will change by 0.25 each month. Okay. So right now they're loyal. They're 56% loyalty, but that's going to go down unless we give them land. Now, conveniently, some of the land...
I'm going to interrupt and sidetrack you just out of pure spite mostly, but just actually while I'm thinking about it, just problematically. So we were looking at the recovery from last episode. We were looking at the recovery rate on our guys who are reinforcing in hostile power, right? In hostile land. Is that the same as the manpower recovery speed that nobility are influencing here? And if it is, if we have the base of 50%, which I thought was what it was, shouldn't it be 40%?
No, that's different. Hover over your manpower in the top left corner.
All right.
This is your manpower recovery rate, not your actual reinforcement rate.
I see.
So.
Okay, never mind. Sorry, go back. I don't want to derail if that's just a different thing. But I just was looking at those numbers. Okay.
Okay, so looking at the estates, clergy wants some land. Okay.
Yep. We
need to find some land to give them. Land that's usually going to be good to give to estates is going to be land that has high autonomy because you get perks when an estate controls territory. So go ahead and press the B key. That'll open up while you have nothing open at all, right? So you got to close out your estates screen again. Press the B key to bring up the macro builder. Then go to the very bottom option, shortcut key 9, the Estates tab.
Okay.
And here you can see, remember we assigned the nobility some territory? We gave them Western Isles, Inverness, and Sutherland?
I don't remember that at all, but I'm sure we did it.
We must have at some point, otherwise I don't know why they have that land. I don't think they start with control, but maybe they do, I don't remember. But from here, if you click on the clergy, you're now on an interface to assign the clergy some territory. Okay. And let's go look at Ireland. You can see on here, quite a bit of information. There's a 14.8 that's telling you what the influence would be if you were to give them the land. Okay. And it's showing you the development, 4 base tax, 4 production, 3 manpower in Tyrone, for example.
Yeah.
Below that, 37.1, that's the autonomy in the province. So, while hovering over Tyrone, the tooltip that pops up, because their loyalty will be above 60%, this will have the following effects in this province. Minimum autonomy will be 25%, removes the local autonomy modifier for local tax modifier. So let me just explain what that means. It's saying that regardless of what the autonomy is, it could be 100%, it will remove the penalty to income in this province. So it's as if it was at 0% autonomy. That make sense?
Yeah.
Also, because they would be loyal, it would reduce unrest by 2. It would increase the local tax modifier by 10% and give us local missionary strength plus 2.
Okay. And weren't you saying earlier that we wanted to give them highly autonomous areas?
Yeah. So the newly conquered land...
better?
Yes, exactly. I was wondering if you'd find that. Now, Leinster's also slightly better because it's a 442 instead of a 443. Right?
And that means it's worse overall territory, right?
No, 443 is... sorry. 443 is less development than a 443. It's less development.
442 is less development than a 443, right?
Yes, thank you.
Yes. Okay.
So the clergy would be best suited to high base tax provinces that have low development in production and in manpower, because they're only going to give you the autonomy reduction on taxes.
Okay, so in that case, looking at this, we want to give them high taxes because that's going to be good, right? And the highest taxes with lowest other development is Leinster, and we already want a reduction in unrest anyways because we're dealing with fucking Leinster separatists. So it'd be nice to have less unrest in that area, and we don't have to give them a better place that is going to be giving them stuff that we can do more with Tyrone if it's ours opposed to theirs, right?
Eventually, if the autonomy comes down over time, then yes, we could do more with it. But
right, so we're giving them
for now, think about it like this. It sets, when you give land to an estate, it sets the autonomy floor to 25%. So let's say, for example, if we gave one of our core provinces, like Aberdeenshire, right, adjacent to our capital, right, or near our capital, that only has 1.8% autonomy. So we're raising the autonomy in the province from 1.8 to 25.
Okay.
So we're losing out on the production and the manpower. The base tax will still effectively be zero because of the specific features of the clergy. But we're losing out on the other things. Versus a province like Tyrone, Sligo, or Leinster, where it's already at 47%, it's just a pure gain. Because we're completely removing it for base tax, and the 47 is not going to be affected by the 25 autonomy floor because it's already above 25.
Okay.
So definitely go ahead and grant Leinster to the clergy. Now you'll notice that in the top left in the actual macro builder, now they're still red though. They're still like, hey, that's just not enough. Please sir, I want some more. Now they have 9% of our state development, but they expect 15. Okay. So Leinster was definitely the best first choice. Now of the remaining two, which one would you prefer?
Okay, I'm a little confused here on the remainder of this because my understanding from what you're saying is basically the value I'm looking for is the maximum gold value with the minimum remaining values.
Yes.
To give it to them.
Generally.
But how do I value it here then when the gold values are not equal? So it's a comparison now. There's apples and oranges here. There's the gold and then there's the other two. And how much do I value oranges compared to apples here?
Well, let's just make this actual problem simple. What I would, if you really wanted an actual min-max type breakdown where they both have about the exact same autonomy, I would look at the percentage of development that's administrative, or that's the base tax. So 4 divided by 11 versus 3 divided by 8. And which one's bigger, right? The larger relative share. But in this case, we're actually just going to give them both. They only need one, but why not give them both, right? Because then we can get more income on both provinces, lower unrest in both provinces. The risk in doing that is going to be, let's start off by giving them that one. Now they are happy. They have enough land. Look at their loyalty. Their loyalty is all the way up at 75%, and they're 48.3% influential. If we give them this one next province, now their influence is going to go all the way up to 59.1%. The risk in giving them too much land is that if you hit that breakpoint of 80%, all of a sudden they become rebellious and you have a potential disaster where the clergy will take control of your country.
Okay. So let's give them Sligo real quick. And I just wanted to see, okay. We can ask the clergy to give us stuff.
Yeah.
Can we do something that reduces their influence now that we've given them a bunch of influence?
Yes, sometimes you can take decisions that'll do that. Now you have to go F1, F4 to go to the estates interaction screen to pull up the things you can do here. So interacting with the clergy, we now have more options, many more options, because we've given them a whole bunch of crap and we've made them very influential. You'll notice also that we have more national tax modifier because they have more influence. In fact, if they had just 0.9% more, we would be at 20% national tax modifier, 10% stability cost, and 1 yearly papal influence. You just have to memorize the breakpoints are 20, 40, 60 for most of these interactions. Or you can look it up in the wiki.
Yeah.
So because we have them above 40%, a lot of these other options have become available. So for example, the one that's most appealing to me right now is this recruit minister, the theologian, and this is just something that you'll learn from experience and time. The theologian is the advisor that reduces unrest in provinces. So if you press F1 and then 1, go to our court tab. Right now, our administrative advisor is a philosopher. He's raising our prestige. That's useful. We've been having some issues with rebellion, so a theologian to reduce unrest would actually be pretty useful right about now.
Just a second. So the philosopher is this Henry Carnegie guy? Or no? So you said we have you said diplomatic or administrative?
It's the administrative, the Alpine Nesmith.
Yeah. Got it.
Yearly prestige guy. So the key feature of hiring this theologian from the clergy, if you go back to that thing and look at it again, gain a skill 2 theologian. He'll be level 2. We talked before about how you kind of want to min-max the price of your guys, and usually level 1s are a better deal.
Yeah.
But this advisor is
50% cheaper.
50% cheaper. So instead of costing 4 ducats a month, he'll only cost 2. which is exactly twice as many administrative points for twice as much money as a level 1 guy. So he's
pretty damn good ratio.
Yeah, it's the same ratio, but you get more points, so it's really good.
Right.
But
so the benefit of the guy that we have is it gives us yearly prestige +1.
Mm-hmm.
And where do I see the stats of the advisors again? It's been a while. This is good to rehash.
Looking at the court tab, you can see right next to their portrait, +1, +1, +1. That's what they're actually providing you with, and then they each provide a specific benefit depending on the type of advisor they are. So yearly prestige, trade efficiency, morale of armies are the three that we have right now.
Okay.
So we have 3 level 1 advisors. One of them is providing us with prestige, one of them is providing us with trade efficiency, and one with morale of armies.
Okay.
So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and say that we should go ahead and hire the minister. So recruit the minister, and the reason for that is a couple-fold. Number one, we want the clergy to be more influential. We want to get them above 60% because then we're going to get an extra 5% national tax modifier by hitting that 60% loyalty or 60% influence breakpoint. That make sense?
Yeah. Does their influence increase yearly or monthly or anything like that?
Nope.
Or is it just now it's going to be set based on our actions?
If you hover over the clergy's influence of 59.1%, it'll give you the breakdown. Base is 20, controlled provinces gives them 39.1. If we click a button, it'll show that as well. Yeah. Random events can raise it, which can be dangerous, but for the most part, we're going to go from 59%. The theologian button's going to take us up a little bit more to 74, but we've got like 6% or so before it becomes a real issue. Notice now how the clergy bonuses are increased?
Yeah.
So now we actually have quite a bit of papal influence. It'd be nice if we weren't at war with the Pope.
So are we going to fire our current advisor then?
We're going to hire him in a second. We don't actually have the funds to do it right this moment. But the main reason we wanted to do it right this second is that we wanted to get that influence above 60%.
Okay, so he is now, we have this minister. He is doing something somewhere that we don't see off screen somewhere, and then we come back to him later, or what?
Yeah, if you click, go back to the court tab, where the prestige guy was. Yeah. Click on his portrait, and you can see the other guys who are now available to hire to replace him.
Oh, yeah?
And one of the guys in there is Duncan Alexander. And that is the guy we just hired. Notice how his hire cost is only 15. He's a level 2. So we actually have 2 theologians available. One of them was a scripted guy that we got from the clergy interaction. But notice how
it's a theologian.
It says it when you hover over their portrait.
Got it. Okay.
Notice how one of them costs 55 and one of them costs 15 to hire.
Yeah.
One of them costs 4.24. One of them costs 2.12 monthly.
Yep.
But they're both level 2.
Yep. Got it.
So we're not going to hire him just yet because we don't have the 15 ducats to hire him.
We need to win this bloody war is what we need to do. Get our cash up.
Yeah, so we solved the clergy issue, and there's a few more interactions we could consider in there. Like we could demand some monarch points and stuff. But let's finish this war first, and then we'll come back to that.
Okay.
There's no real big rush here to piss off the clergy. But you'll also notice we're making a little bit more money now. Well, we're still losing money because we're reinforcing. But if we weren't reinforcing, we would actually be making positive income now.
Holy shit.
Because the clergy, those priest men, are drawing some taxes out of Sligo, Tyrone, and Leinster for us.
Good for them.
So, very useful for us. Alright, I am not seeing the English trying to land any more troops here, so maybe we should go ahead and try start one of these sieges. Wallace doesn't have any actual siege value, so we're not going to put him in charge, because we don't want to risk him dying. Let's grab all the infantry, leave him in charge of the cavalry, and try to get 7k infantry on Hamilton. Hamilton?
Okay.
Hampshire.
Hampshire, yeah. Probably is Hampshire, yeah.
The English are just sieging down North France. I don't know what is going on.
Priorities. Lose the homeland. Siege the French. So there is more production coming out of Pale again.
Okay, I don't like this. He's moving now to Caw, which makes me think he might be going for the port so that he can get into the sea tile again. Stupid English, stop it. By the way, we have enough spy network strength to do something with Denmark.
All right, I'm going to crush the Pale units in there again.
Yep, okay, cool. Just make sure you leave minimum 3... Oh, sorry, I just messed you up. I was going to say, make sure you leave at least 1 unit in Kildare, preferably 3, so we can keep the siege going.
Oh, right, we are actively sieging that already.
Yes. So if you leave it 3, then the siege will continue because it's a level 1 fort. Yep. We have 4 there to avoid the disease outbreak slowing us down.
So you've split this army up already. So what we're going to do is grab just this 3rd army, I guess it's called, and grab 3rd army, have them go to Pale and then back again. and then help with. Oh, I have to coordinate this, don't I? So let's take a look. What is the timing they're going to arrive? They're going to arrive on the 6th of January. What if I send this guy? Will arrive on the 4th. So I have to wait 2 days and then send the guys from Ulster.
Careful though. The actual arrival date from Pale is incorrect. It says 6th January of year 1. That's the placeholder for 1 day from now. It's going to actually update correctly. It's not actually 6th of January. It's actually telling you. I don't know why it does this. It's actually saying it's going to take you 5 days to get there. It's assuming the game's date is January the 1st of year 1. 5 days from now would be January 6th. And then what it's going to do is tomorrow it's going to take the current date and say, what's 5 days from the current date? And then it's going to update to properly reflect it.
I fucking hate tooltips that lie to me. It's
I know. I don't know why it does that.
Serious pet peeves.
Yeah. But yeah. So start with the one that's in Ulster. We had to send that guy 2 days earlier before. So he'll arrive. And again, I don't understand why it's correct from there. But if you select the one stack now, you can see he's going to arrive. Yes, this says 1 January 6th, which is just silly. It's probably because the army just technically got created because we split it off of an existing stack. Now it's showing the correct date, January 2nd versus January 4th. Make sense?
Yep.
So let's just go 2 days. 1.
Yeah, I'll let you do it.
2.
I'm already annoyed with that.
I'm sorry. Go ahead and do your commands. It's the right time now.
Okay.
Oh, you want me to actually do the whole thing?
The army there. 2 armies are both there. I want to use the 3rd army, so let's grab the 3rd army. 3rd army is going to go there, then back again. And it does now say it'll arrive on the 4th. And what was our other army arriving? Also on the 4th. Okay, good enough.
Okay. Now also, you'll notice that Ulster's trying to train up a troop as well. He'll field it on January 17th. Maybe we should go ahead and let him finish that.
Yeah. Okay, in which case we don't send the 1K back to...
Yep.
We probably want to use the crush, right?
Yeah, so let's just commit them both to this move. Well, don't re-click though, because that actually resets their movement. Let's just wait a second.
Oh, really?
Yeah, kind of.
Sorry, I re-clicked. Get right.
Yeah, oh yeah, there you go. See how the army is now arriving 2 days later. It's no big deal, but for some reason in EU4, if you tell an army to go to the same province, they somehow teleport back to their start location and they reset their movement timer. I don't know. These are
the worst fucking generals if they're doing that. This is why we need Wallace over there to let them know about moving. You can just keep walking.
Yeah, just like don't turn around. That'd be great.
Don't turn around and wait on the edge.
All right, we've got a Portuguese navy, but there's no troops on it. Okay. And the English navy has no troops on it. Very strong navy. Okay, just combine these troops here in Pale, and we will wait and now try to go for the army that is popping out in Ulster on the 17th of January, which we can actually do right now.
Okay.
Hey, wow, we got lucky. Check that out. We got a breached wall in Hampshire. 1 in a 14 chance.
Nice.
That's going to speed the siege up so much. In fact, if we wanted to, we could assault right now.
Can I look at this? So, all right. How do I see the breach thing? So there. Okay, I clicked on Siege of Hampshire. Okay.
Yep. Visually, visually, just look at the actual siege itself. Instead of the fort being like a little gray castle thing, now it's a brownish, like damaged big hole in the center. Do you see the little tiny image?
Yes. I think I do. The little. It's actually in the modifiers over there, and it says now phase progress modifier from walls breached 1.
No, I'm looking at the actual map itself. Compare the way that the 2 sieges of London and Hampshire look visually. One of them has like a little gray castle. The other one has like a little brown thing with a hole in the center.
No. I see castles in both of them, but maybe I don't visually see the difference between them.
Okay, don't look at the actual little castle. Like zoom really far in, as close as you can.
Okay.
Do you see in London, right next to the little skull and the little tally mark saying you don't have enough troops to do the siege?
Yes.
You see how that one's gray?
Yeah.
Look at the same thing on the other one.
Okay, I thought you were talking about the visual like castle icon in the thing, but you're not. You're talking about the in between the army and the minus 42%. You're talking about that.
Yep. So that's a visual indicator that you've breached the walls at least one time, which means that you can assault if you want to.
Okay.
Assaulting is something that I almost never do, but it is an option. What it does is it pits your infantry against the garrison's infantry. Since we have a morale advantage, we could do this. It would cost us 5 military point, but it would also significantly speed up this war.
Cost us how many military points?
5.
Not many.
It's not a big deal. I'm thinking we should just do it.
Okay. I would love to get this war over with so we could stabilize our economy a little bit.
So we're going to move Wallace over with the Cav, even though the Cav can't help out. I don't know why it's just infantry on infantry. It seems kind of stupid to me. Like, if I was the general, I would probably use the cavalry too. But there's a couple reasons why I'm willing to do this. First off, we're going to shift consolidate to guarantee all the infantry are full strength. And the way that it should work is it should just be like a regular battle. 2 infantry line up against the 2 existing garrisoned infantry, and then 2 extra infantry are going to flank those on the other side. So the main reason why I'm willing to do this, where normally I wouldn't, is we have the tech advantage, and we have Wallace, and we have a huge morale boost. So
actually, I am now a little confused by why we want to do this right now. So I understand that we wish to capture both London and Hampshire, and that to do that, we kind of need more... we actually do have enough troops down here now. We have 9.5, so we can actually siege London. So there is a timely benefit to getting rid of Hampshire.
Yeah, by doing Hampshire right now, we can start London right now.
For some reason, I was thinking we didn't have enough troops to do London without reinforcing from the Pale area, or Kildare rather, but okay, yeah. I see why now. Yep.
So we'll pretty much be able to hopefully... just basically speed this war up by anywhere from a half year to a year by not having to complete the siege of Hampshire.
Sounds good.
Okay, well for now, let's go ahead and take a break here. We've got to wrap it up. Unfortunately, France is being a complete idiot, and he's still hiding out in... My guess is that France is like, he got his troops down there, probably through a military access or something, and now he can't leave because he doesn't have a navy that can beat the English, and so he's just stuck down there. He's not being very smart. Anyway,
we should take his land next.
Yeah, okay. All right, we'll be back. Same time, same place tomorrow, though.
See you guys soon.